new cast of characters. We have two characters you guys have heard about. You're finally going to see. But before you meet them, Juan, how you doing? You're the old fashioned. You're the old guy on this pod, just like me. We put our time in. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Look, obviously from the stream name, the live stream name, all that good stuff. We got Dak, we got Joey. Very excited. Gonna be talking some ball as usual. Mock draft only.0 like we do every single year. We don't do 11 mock drafts like Daniel Jeremiah and Chris Sims and all those guys. But how's everyone doing?
First of all, I'm doing fantastic. I had to come through with the mock.
I see you got a haircut.
About to kill this draft. That's I had to come fresh.
I wouldn't call that fresh, but okay.
It's fresh.
All right. Our resident Cowboy fan, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling excellent, baby. My first time producing the MJC Sports podcast, man. So I'm feeling excellent. Just truly blessed to be here.
Yes, sir.
This is a Dakphenom production.
Yeah, you already know. You already know.
Well, look, guys, I'm gonna steal that one because you already got your first pick overall. All of our teams, we have to wait. This is our mock draft. We are gonna guess who we think will be picked. This isn't who we would take. We have no insider information. We're going by the seat of our pants. I'm gonna go out on a limb, guys. I think you'd agree with me. I don't think we're gonna get all 32 right. I think we're probably gonna get about 5 right, maybe 8, maybe 10 if we just catch fire. But the number 1 overall pick belongs to your team. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, comment down below who you think your team's gonna pick. The draft is in 2 days. Guys, don't forget to check out our boy Dak's Twitch, Dakphenom411, the best streamer in the game, plays a lot of different games. He's a gooper. He's a 2K head. Used to be a Mad head, but he retired. A little bit of Rocket League.
Yes, sir.
And just a little FYI on that.
Yeah.
We have all of his links in the description. So if you guys are having trouble finding it, you can look up on YouTube or Twitch, Dakphenom411, or
Appreciate
go in the description. We got all the links in there. Second of all, if you guys want to see me and Max play some games at times, follow him, because most of the time when Dak is on, he's going to be playing with us more often than not. So
no one tunes in for you guys. They tune in.
You guys want to get smacked up in 2K. I mean, that's all I'm saying. I mean, that's
guys,
what it comes down to.
We forgot about Joey's links. It's www.mcdonalds.com. You will find his order on there.
That mattress right there out of the scene.
Joey meal.
The Joey meal, 2 Big Macs, a big arch, 2 fries, and a Diet Coke because he wants to be healthy this month. All right, guys, enough BS. The Raiders are on the clock. One, I think it's all right for us to shut up and just listen to you vent. You have the first pick. That means your team was the worst in the NFL last year. Where do you think they'll go? You've only had 6 months to think about this.
With the first overall pick, the Las Vegas Raiders are picking Fernando Mendoza. All right. Big shocker. He is the best quarterback in the draft. He is going to be the savior. There's really not much else to say here. Look, the first pick, it's obvious. We're going to get one right tomorrow night. All right.
Man,
at the very least.
Don't pick him now after you just said that.
We're going to get one pick right. I guarantee it. I put my soul on it. All right. I know I've already lost it with Khalil Mack, but I'm going to gain another one. Fernando Mendoza. Go ahead and put the mortgage on it. He's going to the Raiders. All right. Next pick. Who has number 2 pick?
So I'm going number 2 at the New York Jets. I'm going to go pass rusher. I think we could all agree it's between 2 guys. It's David Bailey. It's Arvell Reese. Do we all agree Ruben Bain's not in the running for this pick? I think we all agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I don't think Ruben Bain's
Not
here.
that guy.
It comes down to the 2 guys. It's David Bailey or Arvell Reese. And I mean, from all signs that I've been hearing, it's Arvell Reese. Who's making this pick, by the way? Who's next?
I am. I'm picking. I am going to pick Arvell Reese, the edge out of Ohio State. He's a raw guy. If you guys watched our video about him, which you definitely should, he's a projection. David Bailey is a better football player, a better pass rusher right now than Arvell Reese. But Arvell Reese has infinite upside. He could be the next Micah Parsons. He could be the next Abdul Carter. He's a special talent. And with the Jets, this rebuild, they're not 1 year away. They're, I'd say, 2 to 3 out. You let him develop. Aaron Glenn is a good defensive coach. I don't care that they were bad last year. We saw it with the Lions. He has to build his program. Arvell Reese is a great building block to get that started.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan on Arvell Reese, but I think when you look at the tools and you look at Aaron Glenn, that mentality that he wants, I think at the end of the day, what sells me about the pick is David Bailey's not all that good against the run. And I feel like with Aaron Glenn, you're going to have to be able to stop the run. And Arvell Reese has a higher ceiling when it comes down to that. So I think it's going to be Arvell as well. I like the pick, Max. Joey, what do you think about Arvell Reese? You liking it?
You know, I think he's one of the highest upside players in this entire class. You know, when it comes to the place where he went, I'm not sure if they can maximize his potential, but you know, let's wait and see.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be a waiting game. Dak, anything to add about Arvell Reese? I know you're just salivating for the 12th pick. I know.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. I mean, he's a really good player. Too bad he can't go to Dallas. You know, go die in New York. Have fun, bud.
I want to ask you guys this. What's the absolute bottom floor for Arvell Reese? What is he? What's the floor?
He's like Jamie Collins at the floor. I think he's that good. I think
That's
at
pretty
worst
good.
you're getting a really good linebacker who can blitz and be a weapon like that. I mean, guys with his athletic profile tend to work out. And I know people are going to talk about, well, Isaiah Simmons, he was a freak. Yeah, but he played like nickel, he played safety, he played outside corner, he played some linebacker. This guy's just been playing linebacker and edge rusher. And I think those two positions, it's not just figuring out what Isaiah Simmons was in Arizona.
I don't want to, just so I know this is the very beginning of this, I don't want to be rude and cut y'all off. So we have Nolan in here. We have Jay. How do you say it? Jay Ajayi? How do you say your name, man? Big shout out. Appreciate y'all coming.
The running back?
No. How do you say it? It's J-A and then J-A-Y-I.
Eagle great. Dolphin great.
Jay Ajayi. I don't know. I think that's Bo. I think that's Celtics.
But I just want to be able to acknowledge people when they come in the chat. Don't want to cut y'all off in the middle of talking.
No, you're fine. Feel free.
But yo, big shout out. Appreciate y'all joining the stream, man. Appreciate y'all chatting up.
Yeah,
man. Straight up.
Put some comments. Okay. Give us some hate. We want the hate, all right?
Okay, I don't prefer the hate.
So Max, when you said Jamie Collins, I do like that comparison, but there's one guy I'm thinking of. I think it's Kyle Van Noy.
Oh, okay. That's like a 14. That's like a 14-year NFL
Do I need to
player.
join y'all though? All y'all are wearing glasses. Do I need to throw the shades on, bro?
Don't let me get my shades on, man.
I need to throw the shades on.
We don't want to see Joey's. All right, enough. I have to be the adult in the room. We are going to pick 3, the Arizona Cardinals. Joey said one, to quote him, I know this team. They're in my division, Joey. Where are you going to go with the Cardinals? I think, obviously, the biggest need is quarterback, but there's nobody worth it right here. So, but really quick, we didn't say this. We're not trading in this mock draft. We're not doing the stupid exercise of trying to predict teams' trades.
Because I know Cowboys are trading up. We know that. I mean, we ain't gonna do it
because time would tell with them trading back all the time. But
this is the year, baby.
All right, Joey, what do you think about the Cardinals?
Man, I've been in Arizona for the last year and a half, and I've been doing a whole lot of scouting. I've been talking to all the
Uber Eats.
Stop the cab.
I've been talking to everyone down here, talking, like, trying to find coaches and stuff.
My sources.
To these restaurants, looking for sources, and based on my intel,
Joey had an Uber Eats driver tell him,
I think the way it does. We, we as the Arizona Cardinals.
You're not a Cardinals fan.
To be clear,
you're not a Cardinals fan.
I'm a Niner fan, but hey, I'm here right now. I'm in Arizona. I gotta represent. We're gonna pick David Bailey, one of the cleanest edge profiles in the class. High upside, good production. Actually, that's an understatement. Amazing production. This guy.
I only have one issue with this pick, and I think Dak.
Whoa. Pair him up with Walter Nolan, Josh
That's nice.
Sweat,
That's
and he's
nice.
gonna
I
be a
agree.
beast.
I only say
Go
this,
ahead,
and I
Max.
think
Sorry.
Juan and Dak would agree with me. You're fine. Their coach is an offensive minded guy. Why not Jeremiah Love here? Do you guys see? And I don't. It's not like I'm saying I disagree. This won't happen. I'm just saying for argument's sake. Do we see a future where they're like, hey, let's go get someone on offense. Let's go try to get somebody who can. I mean, Jeremiah Love. I think you again would all agree would have the biggest impact out of any rookie, other than maybe Mendoza.
Yeah.
Yep, you have a point.
I think he would. Yeah. As far as an offensive playmaker, 100%. I think the one pick that I look at, and I'm gonna be kind of pissed if it happens because I just have a feeling about it. I know how we feel about Marvin Harrison Jr., how he is still very talented, but to flip the draft upside down, I think a crazy one will be Cardinal Tate here to the Cardinals.
I mean, I think it's early, but I don't know. It's weird because this is a new coaching staff, and I know they saw Monty Austin for it. It'll just be interesting because they've invested a lot in their defense. We think their defense is good, Juan. I mean, I do. I think it's good. I know they're banged up. They could use a corner. But if David Bailey makes sense, he is a premium position. He's a premium talent. So I just wanted to have that for argument's sake. We're going to go to the Titans, and I think this is Dak's pick, but this is the part of the draft where it's like right here they have a lot of different avenues to go.
Trump. See, this is my thing with when you're talking about the Cardinals picking the running back Jeremiah Love, and it ties right in with the Titans pick. I'm not a believer in running backs. I just feel like I'd rather get a running back by committee. They burn out quick in the league. I'm not a believer. But I think based off everything else that the Titans are going to go Jeremiah Love right here. So I don't think the Cardinals should draft him. I think an edge is a better pick than a running back, in my opinion. Okay. I think the Titans. I just wouldn't draft them. Just me, if it's my team, I wouldn't pick them. But I do believe they're going to go Jeremiah Love.
So yeah, this is based off of who they're going to pick, who we think, not who we want.
I think the only other guy in the running for the Titans is Sonny Styles. Robert Saleh gets his version of Fred Warner.
Well, they need an edge. I mean,
they just traded for an edge. Though. I mean, you can't really have enough, but I don't think there's an edge.
Yeah, Sonny Styles is solid free.
Yeah, Sonny Styles, you put him there in that defense. Saleh likes defense, but they also need to help out Cam Ward. So, like I said, Dak, I totally think they would make this pick. It's just how do we predict what these teams are going to do? And there's no great way to do it, but we're just trying to have a conversation about what we think.
I think the biggest voice in that room that everyone needs to remember is that they got Daboll, who was one of the biggest accusations, for the offseason for any team. The fact that they got him, he was a big hot commodity, and he's got pulled for a lot of decisions back with the Giants. He wanted a lot of players, and he didn't wind up getting them. So maybe going to the Titans, that was one of the things where he got hired and they're like, you're going to have some say in what we do on offense. And so maybe the first thing in line is like, I want Jeremiah Love. He is the biggest impact player on offense in this draft, and I want him. And he gets him.
I'm going to counter that with this. Brian Daboll, when he was in Buffalo, did not have a highly drafted running back. I know they got James Cook towards the end of him being in Buffalo. But that would be my one thing. I think personally, I would go Sonny Styles. I'm not going to take it away from Dak. It's a good pick, though. Jeremiah Love for the Titans, that's very helpful to Cam Ward. So that's what I like that philosophy, Dak. Give the rookie quarterback a weapon in the pass game and the run game.
Yeah. All right. Who's next? I'm next, right?
Yep. You have the Giants, pick number 5. And let's not forget, guys, the Giants just traded Dexter Lawrence for pick 10. The Giants could go a lot of different ways right here, Juan. Another team that flipped the draft on its head.
I think it's simple. I'm going to go Sonny Styles. I think they go him. Shout out to Freak Trump in the chat. He's already talking about he really likes Sonny Styles. I think everyone likes Sonny Styles. He's an absolute freak. I compared him to the highest ceiling, which was Brian Urlacher, because he's 6'4".
He's 6'5".
200 or 6'5", excuse me.
Don't do him dirty that.
244 pounds. I mean, everything that you would want in a super linebacker when you're creating a my player in Madden, it's going to be Sonny Styles. And so sideline to sideline, is he somewhat of a project where he doesn't understand the position to the fullest capabilities? That's what it comes down to, really. But I think this guy is one of the hottest guys in the draft, and I heard he's not getting past 7. Like if he doesn't get picked by picks 4, 5, and 6, he is for sure going to the Commanders. So I think the Giants go Sonny Styles here. But boys, are there any other picks that you would see here instead of Sonny Styles?
Go ahead, Joey.
Yeah, go Joey. Let's see what you say.
Well, maybe
unpause,
man. Honestly, I can't really think of any other positions of need.
I mean,
for
O-line, an interior lineman. It's just early. A corner.
It's way too early.
What about a receiver? What if they went Carnell Tate for Jackson
I would love
Dart?
if the Giants went Carnell Tate.
I don't like.
I know you like that.
Yeah, I don't like that honestly. But if they do go Sonny Styles here, I could definitely see why. He's a freak of nature. The only thing I would say though, he's an off-ball linebacker. Those typically don't go this early. But for him to to go this early, he must be a very special player, and he absolutely is. So,
there's no quarterbacks. Okay, right? Freak.
There's no quarterbacks in the Trump. There's no quarterbacks other than Mendoza going early in the first. So it's going to make a lot of these guys go up. A lot of the times, like with the draft from a couple of years ago, we had 5 quarterbacks taken in the first 15 picks. So that's going to push guys down the board.
It's just
Dak. I know you're a Cowboys fan, and I know you want to see Sonny Styles.
It's just a lose-lose situation for me because he's either going to go to the Giants or he's going to go to Washington, and it's like awesome. I want him in Dallas, and I get to see him twice a year.
Trade. And I think the Cowboys, I think we would all agree, we're going to see some trades. I know we don't have any in the mock.
If Dallas can do like a switch pick, say like with the Saints, because I think the Saints want the tight end. You and I talked about this off stream. I think the Saints may want the number 1 tight end, so they may swap picks and then do something for like next year's draft on giving them something. I could see that happening, but I don't think we're going to be able to trade enough for Sonny Styles.
If the Giants don't go Sonny Styles, which I don't really see them not going, you're going to have to trade with the Browns because the Commanders are not going to trade with you if they're going to pick Sonny Styles.
Correct.
But here we are.
Now it have to be the Browns or the Saints.
Yeah. And speaking of the Browns, I have their pick, number 6. This is a team that could use pretty much everything, maybe other than like defensive end. And if you wanted to get crazy, you could go defensive end. I'm torn, guys. I think it's a tackle or a receiver. I'm gonna kind of tag you guys all in to try to help me make this pick. I want everyone's input. Why? I think if it's a receiver, it's Carnell Tate. If it's a tackle, it's Francis or Monroe Freeling.
I'm going to say this. I think the Browns are one of those teams, just like the Jets, how they're building everything towards next year's draft because they don't feel like they have a quarterback. As much as we like Shedeur Sanders, I think he is not the long-term answer in Cleveland
to answer that question.
So my thing is, what is a pick that's going to improve their roster for next year? And so you think of receiver, right? That's like the flashy one. But I think it could be tackle. Like they just wind up like, hey, we get a tackle, like, well, we'll call it a wrap from here. We're going to protect our quarterback for next year, build up our trenches. Because there's really no defensive end that's going to be going high here. I don't think they have Ruben Bain as high as I got him because of all the character stuff and all the off field.
Yeah, one thing to consider is they're also picking at pick 24, so they're going to be picking a little bit later. I love what you said to this question. I'm going to pose one to Joey and Dak. One said they're building for next year, which I totally agree with. So what would you then do if you're the GM with Myles Garrett, who's 30 years old, coming off the greatest season a defensive end has ever had? Do you look to trade him? Or do you think, hey, this guy still got 4 to 5 good years? Okay. Take off the Cowboys hat for this conversation just for a second.
Don't worry. Joey might say trade to the Niners next.
I know. Yeah. Wow. Look who I'm asking these two. But no, I'm serious. If you were the GM, how do you weigh you have a Hall of Famer?
Like him.
We have a Hall of Famer who's 30 years old. So if you're the GM, do you look at him as he's still going to be good when we get this team going? Or is it time to maximize his value?
I realize I'm never going to amount to anything, and I'm just trying to get as big a check as I can while I'm here.
So you would trade him?
No, I would milk it.
Okay. Joey, if you were the GM, would you keep him for the rebuild or trade him while his value's at an all-time high?
No matter what, I'm making him a Brown for life.
Yep.
You know,
I'm shocked to hear that.
He's so good, man. He's so good. And he's I feel like he could be a legend there.
Is he not a legend now?
See, if I'm the Browns GM, I'm going Carnell Tate because you have Tate on offense selling tickets.
And then you got Garrett selling tickets on defense. Okay,
exactly.
I'm just going to ask you the question because I can't get a straight answer out of these
Brown,
two.
Joe Thomas, Myles Garrett.
Would you trade Garrett or would you keep him around? That's all I'm curious to know.
I would trade Garrett if it includes a first-round pick for next year and this year.
You guys are crazy.
That's the only reason. But
I would totally give up the 12th pick.
You would have to stack up picks for next year more than this one.
Well, with that being said,
I feel like every team would give up like 1 or 2 first-round picks for Garrett.
Then my question is, why would the Browns not do it? They're not going to win with him.
I don't think they're going to win regardless.
No, but you guys are undervaluing they
I'm saying he's amazing. You just called him. You just didn't call him a legend. You're like, is he a legend? He's like the best player in their franchise history, other than Jim Brown.
That's what I'm saying. He's like Joe Thomas.
I mean, look, let's just be real, bro. Let's just be real. He just broke the freaking sack record.
Exactly.
Where was the Browns playing in January, guys?
No. Did they sniff it?
No, absolutely not. So we're just gonna have another losing year and him do good.
The Khalil Mack trade argument, even though,
no,
Khalil
it's not because he's 30.
How old was Khalil Mack? 28.
No, he was not 28 when the Raiders traded him, Joe. He's like 25.
Yeah, he was like in his prime.
I thought he was like 20.
No, 25.
No.
All right, 25. Enough. I am going to make this pick. I'm making an executive. I make an executive decision. I'm going Carnell Tate to the Browns. Now we have Joey on the clock with the Commanders.
Okay, so going back to the Browns, I like where you went with Carnell Tate.
No, go to the Commanders. I'm done talking about the Browns with you. Stop it. Go. Move on.
Okay, Commanders, here we go. Adam Peters, my boy.
Oh, here we go. Sources again. He knows it all.
Niner legend. All right. I've been talking to Adam. You know, we've been going back and forth on this all day.
I thought you just talked to Noah. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead, Joey.
You know, right here, man, we're lacking some talent on the front seven. And I see a name that really pops off. This guy could be one of the like stalwart edge rushers in this class. Give me Ruben Bain right here.
They just paid a Duffy away like $100 million.
Man, he can play the other side.
This dude's selling the freaking draft, bro. You're selling it.
Why did you take a corner?
Selling it. Sell.
They just paid a Duffy away.
Hey.
My thing is this. I love Ruben Bain. I love the pick.
I know, and I don't think you can have enough of them.
This high.
I don't know. I love Ruben Bain. You know how I feel about Ruben Bain. I think he's the best edge in this class. But the NFL is going to NFL. This is a guy that has the short arms. People are going to get scared about that, number one. And number two, all that news that came out about him in the driving situation and all the off-field stuff, teams are going to get scared of that. And so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes a lot later than we expect. But I guess Dan Quinn, like there's a world that Dan Quinn is just like, I don't care about none of that. And I'm going to pick the best guy on the board. So I don't hate it, but I feel like they could have went a lot of different ways. It's just, I feel like at this point, you kind of go like, is this maybe the tackle route? Like, is this the tackle run that we get here? Where it's like, it's not a huge need for the Commanders, but they're like, freaking, we're going to get the best tackle in the draft. Let's just go that. So, I mean, Ruben Bain, I get it. What do you think, Max?
I get it. You can never have enough of these like pass rushers, and this is a guy who I think is a premium. Like this is a guy who's probably better than the 7th prospect in this whole draft class, but for many reasons he's falling. I don't hate it. I personally would have thought maybe a corner, maybe protect Jaden Daniels after you just kind of screwed up his sophomore year. But the pick is done. I'm going to go to the – oh, sorry, Dak, you are picking for the Saints. I think the Saints surprised a lot of people last year with Kellen Moore.
In real life, this is where the Cowboys are going to make a trade. They're going to trade with the Saints. But we're not doing trades. We're not doing trades, so they're going to pick the corner.
Hold on, Dallas to pick. Hold on. Okay, so I was going to say, if they're trading up, who are they going for? So you're going to the corner. Okay.
No. If they make the trade, they're going Caleb Downs. But if they don't make the trade and he's on the board, I would love for them to pick the pick I'm about to give the Saints. And that's the man for the Gucks Tigers is Gucks Tigers, baby. And we doing Mansour Delane. So let's go ahead and slap him in there. Come on, baby. Let's see the little highlight reel Mansour Delane. Look at this guy right here. Look at this montage. Look at that.
He's absolutely one of the best two corners. I think Jermon McCoy one would probably go early without the injury. He's a safer pick. He's a hometown guy. I know he's not from Louisiana, but he went to LSU. They need corners. They lost Alontae Taylor. They lost Paulson Adilo a couple years ago. I love the pick, Dak, I have to say. I think if this is on the board, I see it happening.
Yeah. Joey, you go ahead and I'll lead it. I already know who I'm going to pick with the Chiefs with my next one. What do you think about Mansour Delane to the Saints?
Saints need a lot of help everywhere, so especially in the secondary. So I get it. I mean, I would have personally went a different direction, but I see it. I see why they did it. They would
now.
I should say.
Max, we're on the Chiefs, right? I'm next.
Yes, the 9th pick in the draft, which I think is a shock to all of us that the Chiefs are picking in the top 10. You were going to make a pick for a team you absolutely hate, who crushes your dreams pretty much every year. This is a rare spot they find themselves in. Do they just take BPA? Do they go a receiver?
They're doing jumping jacks as we speak. I think if this were to happen, I'm going to be very upset. Caleb Downs is still on the board, and we're at the number 9 pick. That means the Commanders and the Saints back-to-back passed up on him. I mean, everyone is praising this pick. This is like Kyle Hamilton to the Ravens. This is Nakobe Dean.
This is Derwin James to the Chargers. This is
Derwin James to the Chargers. Or even last year with like Jahad Campbell, where it's like these quality players are ending up in great spots. And you're like, how the hell did Caleb Downs fall all the way to 9? And so Caleb Downs all the way. I think it's going to be an amazing pick. And I can already see it right now, A+ if this was to happen in real life. And I'm extremely upset that they got arguably the 3rd best player in the draft to some people.
I agree. This is a pick the Chiefs need. They lost Brian Cook. They need talent. And I know people are going to say, well, why not a receiver? Their recipe the last few years for 2 of their Super Bowls were not, hey, we have a high-powered offense. It was, hey, we have a good defense. Defense makes plays. Defense gets us to where we need to go. They need help. Caleb Downs is arguably the best player in this draft. I love the pick by the Chiefs. I love what you did. Joey, Dak, anything? I know Dak. Yeah, I know the Cowboys wanted him. Okay.
Man, I'm so tired of this team. I'm so tired of this team getting these amazing like safeties. And it's like from Eric Berry to Tyrann Mathieu to
it's true. There's kind of starting. I mean, it makes sense. That's good. Yeah. Tyrann Mathieu, Eric Berry.
Reed.
Yeah.
Like Zoink said, it's really not that crazy of a pick. You're picking a safety in the top 10. I mean, it kind of is if you look at the past drafts.
Yeah. How many safeties have gone in the top 10 in the last?
I would take them though if I was the Cowboys.
I would say this. I would say this at his comment. I think if you're a person that believes that this draft is fairly weaker because of the 2027 draft coming up that's so loaded that it's hard to come by these impact guys, these blue chip, quote unquote, guys. And Caleb Downs is one of the guys in this draft. So I think the fact that the draft is a little bit lower in talent this year, maybe you see the linebacker Sonny Styles go higher than he would in other drafts. Maybe you see the safety Caleb Downs go higher in other drafts. That would be my reasoning on that. I get it, though. The position value with the safety, I get it. Top 10, it can look crazy.
I think the 2 things for the Sonny Styles thing is why he's going to go as high is, one, he's so tall. He's like Calvin Johnson, freak of nature. He improved his tackle percentage. So he's a big, tall, fast guy, and he's making improvements. I just feel like it's one of those freak of nature type, builds.
Yeah. Demigod. Like truly. Okay, so I've got the 10th pick. I got the Giants. Joey, you're going to pick for the Dolphins at 11. Let's get through these kind of quick because I know Dak's foaming at the mouth for pick 12. The Giants, let's add another weapon. Jordan Tyson. I'm a little worried because you have Malik Neighbors coming off an injury. Jordan Tyson has been banged up his whole college career. I think this is the type of receiver they like. He's a superior route runner, can win in the slot, can win on the outside. I think it's one of those ones where, hey, we just stood pat. We got an impact player to help our rookie quarterback. We got an impact player on defense, Sonny Styles. Let's get let's get another weapon because they need it. They lost Wan'Dale Robinson. Anyone got any thoughts really quick?
Yeah, I think a guy that pops out too, if you want to play that card as far as like dynamic playmaker, Kenyon Sadiq, maybe flip over the draft at the number 10 pick. They do need tight end.
They just got Isaiah Likely. So I think that's kind of.
I mean, teams run 2 tight ends though. That's the thing.
Correct.
It's
that's true. Okay, well, how about this? This is a question I posed to Dak. They just traded Dexter Lawrence. Do you think they have a chance to go at the same position and get someone a little cheaper and younger?
So you're saying for the Giants, not at number 10?
Yeah, I'm saying at the Giants for number 10. I'm saying, do they go defensive tackle? Do you see a world where they're like, oh, let's just get younger and cheaper at this position?
No, I because I personally like the kid at Ohio State, but I think it's too early at 10.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I went Tyson. So Joey,
maybe
Dolphins. Who are you going? This is a team that has a crap ton of holes and just has a new quarterback, Malik Willis.
Malik. So I say.
I mean, they're punching air right now because you picked Jordan Tyson. On a side note.
Yeah, they are in serious need of a receiver. But I think the best thing that I could do as being GM of the Dolphins right now, I could protect my investment. Let me get a lineman to protect Malik Willis. So I'm going to go Francis right here.
What's the last name?
Backyard.
Mauioga.
There you go. That's not bad.
I would have said Francis M.
Patrick Paul and Austin Jackson for a starting position, or maybe if he has to, he can play inside.
I think this is probably where if we go down a wrong path here, we probably should have picked the lineman a lot earlier. With my yoga right there, but I mean the Dolphins go BPA at this point, and I would say this: I think the fact that we're not doing trades makes it extremely hard because I feel like a left tackle is definitely going to go inside the top 10, but I don't think any of those teams that are picking,
top 5.
Yeah, maybe top 5, but I don't think any of those teams are going to pick a tackle. I think it's going to be a team to come up and get him.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's just the downfall of no trading.
Yeah, 100%.
Yo, Mr. Victorious, yes, we are live, baby. Appreciate you doing it in the stream.
We are the Big Mod.
This is, I hate to say this is your moment.
Real quick, before we do the moment, I just want to entertain the idea. Let's run through it real quick, just hypothetically. So I don't see. I see 1, 2, and 3 going like that. I don't see the Titans going with the lineman. I see them going with the running back. Same thing with the Giants, pick 5. I think with Harbaugh's first year, he wants to make a big splash here. Maybe the Browns. If the lineman goes, maybe it's the Browns. But I don't really see another team picking a lineman in the top 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna have to be a team that trades up.
I mean, we think that, but the NFL values these guys so much more than we do. Because I think they know we don't have a lineman, it'll derail everything. Everything will get derailed.
It's perfect timing, though. On a side note, Dak, I just want to give you a little background. Shout out to Mod in the chat. Mod is a huge Cowboy fan, just like you. We're at the Cowboys pick.
More delusional than you.
Perfect timing.
Yeah,
perfect timing that he comes in.
Delusional than you, though.
Hey, you a little bit more delusional, man. Put it in the chat. Who do you want the Cowboys to draft right here at 10?
Maybe he'll probably say like running back.
Mikey says I don't see the Giants getting a running back with Cam back there. Yeah, no, I don't see the Giants doing that.
I don't know. Cam's pretty weak. Boys, got weak ankles.
With this new DC coming from Philly, I think from his interviews, he's talking about running a lot of that 3-3-5 wide. So we need a very strong nickel player. And
where's he from, Dak? The DC?
From Denver. He was from Denver. That's where he was. But fuck Philly. But I really, truly think he wants a big body, someone fast, and I think Dylan, how you say it, Thieneman, I think is a perfect choice for what's available on the board. Man. Yes, I would like Sonny Styles. Yes, I would like Caleb Downs. Yes, I would like one of those edge rushers. But with what's out there, I don't want the Cowboys to trade back, and I really like this safety outside of Caleb Downs.
Well, let's end the stream. Dak just sold the mock draft. Later, guys. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I mean, the fandom took over. We should have known this. With his fandom taking over.
Taking a shark bite. Look at him.
You know how I feel about Daniel Thieneman. I think this is so
you're
rich.
Ridiculous. This is my third safety. He provides a very valuable skill set with the cover 3 ability to play sideline to sideline because he is very fast. I think it's a hair early. I could see the Cowboys picking this guy at 20 and maybe going an edge.
I just don't think he's going to be available on at 20. I think the Vikings would pick him if he's there.
That's true. The Vikings could definitely use another white safety. You know, they love white safeties. But Dak, I don't love this pick. I understand the logic you're using for it. I can see it. It's not like you're just saying, oh, I like this guy. Let's pick him. That fills a need. You have a DC. I would say this. When he came from the Eagles never invested high draft capital like this into a safety. They didn't. They drafted guys in the third. Reed Blankenship was undrafted.
Cooper DeJean, a corner.
Yeah, what if he's there, Cooper DeJean?
That's kind of how I'm seeing it. That's kind of how I'm seeing it.
I get the white parallel. I get the fact that Christian Parker worked with a lot of white DBs.
Hey, Reed Blankenship. Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, but okay. I want to shout out this though. I know Steven Jones is making the majority of these picks. You know and Steven Jones is a pretty good drafter. The Cowboys are a good drafting team for the most part.
I would,
but I want to say this.
I disagree with the lineman pick and the corners off the board already in our mock draft. Because I would love that corner.
Well, what if they drafted Jermon McCoy? I just don't see them taking another DB with a knee injury that they can't really use to start the. Well, he would be ready to start the year.
I don't like McCoy just because we don't know. Like he didn't play that last year, and I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way.
How far are you guys from winning a Super Bowl?
I mean, we go to Super Bowl any year. You know what I mean?
Okay. If you think that, but look. If you think that, but if you think that,
they can.
Why not pick Kenyon Sadiq?
A tight end?
Because I feel like our offense was productive enough.
Why not make it more dynamic?
To figure out the defense. We have to figure it out.
Defense.
Because when football slows down, every year we've been too small, too fast. Football slows down, we get smacked in the mouth. And we got to figure some stuff out.
So you just said that. So you think drafting the 6 foot tall guy who ran 4.33?
We need a nickel guy though. Our DC is a DB type of guy.
Hey,
we need a nickel guy.
They did invest in Kenny Clark and Quinn Williams,
and they got Rashawn Gary
last year. With the number 2 pick, we picked an edge.
Yeah.
No,
all those are pretty. Man, how many ex-Packers do they have on their team?
A lot right now, honestly. No, the more that I think about it.
I don't disagree with you, Victorious, with what you're saying. It's just we have such a need on defense.
What did he say?
He says Fano would replace Still. Jones doesn't make it.
Oh, Spencer
it's Will McClay.
Oh, they're not. Cowboys aren't picking an undersized lineman. I'm sorry. I think they pick
Mikey, I agree with you. He says Dallas needs a pass rush to help the DBs. I completely agree with you. They do need a pass rush, but I don't
address that.
I feel exactly.
They got Rashawn Gary. And
all right, let's go to the Rams. They drafted last year.
Let's go to the Rams. This is the 13th pick in the draft. It is Juan's pick. The Rams are a team, and I heard Tom McShay say this the other day that they could package both picks. They could package their picks, move up. What if they go crazy? I don't think so. I think the Rams are going to stand back and take whatever receiver falls to them, whether that's Omar Cooper, Denzel Boston, Mekhi Lemon. Juan, you have your pick. Who do you take for Sean McVay?
As much as I like Mekhi Lemon here because he's my number 1 receiver in the draft, my number 2 receiver is Omar Cooper, and he's still on the board. He fits everything that Sean McVay wants to do because he can play the slot, he can play outside, he can be a little gadget guy, get a reverse going on. He's great with the ball in his hands. He doesn't need to run downfield and be like, oh, the only way I'm dynamic is if I'm running past a DB. No, give him a little screen. And who does that sound like? Puka Nacua, who is an amazing player, all pro caliber guy. Puka Nacua is going through some stuff right now. Now, it might be a little bit blown out of proportion. You know, we're not there. You know, it's a lot of internet, social media stuff, but it's kind of like an insurance pick as well, because once upon a time, Antonio Brown was one of the best receivers in the league, and then all of a sudden, personality kicks in, and he just went crazy.
Juan is so comparing Puka to AB. He is not. He is just saying we have seen something similar. I just want, because people are going to hear that one.
Yeah.
Juan thinks Puka Nacua is AB.
No, but I'm saying in a blink of an eye, Devontae Adams is done, fell off a cliff. He's not dynamic no more, or he retires. And you lost Puka Nacua. Who's your receiver?
Not Mekhi Lemon is my one question to you, because I feel
I don't
like
think
Sean
he
McVay
fits. I don't think he fits
Robert
the character.
Woods. He couldn't be
I know.
Robert Woods.
I get it. He can. I just think
Omar Cooper. I love Omar Cooper. So Juan, before you go, Max. So Juan, real quick, Mikey says Rams need any sort of defense. The offense is fine. He said Nacua and Adams are enough in the wide receiver room.
Well, what defense would they go? They just traded a first-round pick for Trent McDuffie and signed Jalen Watson. Their front seven is set. They could use a linebacker. There's nobody worth taking at 13.
Really, their issue was the cornerback.
Didn't
position.
they sign a corner in the free agent?
Yeah, they signed Jalen Watson. They have the Chiefs starting corners from last year, who are very
Akeem
good.
Mesidor is in a good spot at 13.
Oh, they got too many pass rushers.
Plus they're in a win now.
Akeem Mesidor is perfect for win now. I would say this one, the one position you haven't said is O-line. Rob Havenstein, their tackle for the last 10 years or so, retired. Why is this not Monroe Freeling or Spencer
I could see that as well. But I think just giving Matthew Stafford just firepower weapons, go all in on the offense. And you got Kyron, you got Puka.
I do like it for the two reasons. Adams is getting older. You don't know what's going to happen with age. And then two, with Puka, you don't know with his off the field, controversies, how is it going to impact? We just don't know. So I do overall like it. But I mean, with the linemen too, Matt Stafford's getting older.
You got to plan for a year ahead. And the way that I see it, one of my comparisons to Omar Cooper in this draft is Emeka Egbuka, because Emeka Egbuka was just good at everything coming out. And the Bucks picked him in the first round, and everyone's jaw dropped because, we got Mike Evans, we got McMillan, we got all these receivers. Why are we picking? You plan for a year ahead, and so that's what the Rams are literally doing. It's like Devontae leaves, we got Tate.
Why would you not take a tackle right here that's a more premium when we think as deep as this receiver class is? There's guys who maybe not Mekhi Lemon-ish. Like, they're not Mekhi Lemon, but they're kind of Mekhi Lemon light. What if they just waited and took an Antonio Williams in the second or third round? That would be
I 100% get that.
That's my last food for thought.
And that's where the trading comes in. I think they'll trade down and get their guy. Because I agree, Omar Cooper at 13 is a little rich. I get it, but maybe it's just the bias from how much I love Omar Cooper.
I'm gonna take the next pick to the Ravens. Let's try to get through these next picks a little bit quicker. I'm Ravens. This is a run it up to the board. Interior lineman.
Oh, it's Vega.
Yeah, Vega. I don't even want to say. Iowane. Thank you. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry. I just run that pick up to the board, and I'm ready to go. That's an ass kicker. Yeah. He's big. He's strong. He's powerful. Their interior line has been through some stuff. They signed John Simpson.
Everyone's praising the Chiefs and the Ravens if this mock is spot on. It's like
100%.
Yeah.
And what do the Ravens do? They sit where they are and just get like the BPA, who's also a need fit, which is awesome.
And they just lost Linderbaum. You want a dog in the line?
Yeah, correct.
I think he has the DNA like Linderbaum, man.
Yeah.
Who's next? Joey. You got the Bucks.
All right, Bucks here. They do have several positions of need. You could think about going O-line, but they have Wirfs. But their secondary, I think, has a lot of holes in it. So, I think they're probably going to go Jermon McCoy here.
That's really good value.
I like that. They need him. It's just kind of weird because they just drafted a guy with injuries at corner last year, in the second round, I believe. The kid out of Benjamin Morris,
who we loved, who we really liked.
we loved, and he didn't really work out. He was healthy, he was playing. It's just I think he needed a year to get under his feet. So maybe they still believe in him. But you know how I feel about Jamal McCoy. If the injuries weren't a concern, he's the best corner in this draft. So that's extreme value from the Bucks.
I agree. Dak, you're going to pick for the Jets with their second first-round pick of the day, 16. Who do you think they'll go? Really quick. Holes everywhere.
I'm sorry you get to go here and die, but we're going with the receiver, Mekhi Lemon.
I mean, Garrett Wilson and Mekhi Lemon, that's a heck of a duo.
They still have A.D. Mitchell, who they traded for. So putting Lemon into the slot role, I think, is awesome for him. And they still have Garrett can go in the slot. That's a great pick. To the Lions. Who do you think they go? This is a team that I feel like is kind of lost their way a little bit.
Yeah, this pick 100% is a lineman. And the fact that Spencer Fanu fell this far to them, I think he fits the profile of a Penei Sewell in this aspect. The fact that he has the short arms, he's not crazy trait-wise, he can move. Like, I love Fanu for the Lions. I think any lineman that's there, they can be the team that we've been talking about of trading up in the first round and getting one of these Francis, maybe it's Freeling instead of Fanu, but the Lions 100% go offensive line, bro. And it's Spencer Fanu. I'm running this card up to the podium if I'm them, and he's still on the board.
I agree. Now it's up to me with the Vikings, who Dak took the guy I thought would make it here, Dylan Thieneman, early. I think they need an interior lineman on the defensive side. They got rid of Javon Hargrave. They got rid of Jonathan Allen. He's on the Bengals now. It comes down to me, Juan, and Dak and Joey, to Peter Woods or Caden McDonald. I think for their type of defense, I think they would be leaning towards McDonald, but I think Woods' upside is just so great because he's such a dynamic athlete. I like
McDonald more, but I understand.
What do you think, Juan? Do they go upside or someone a little safer for the Flores defense?
I like Peter Woods a little bit more, and just because of the pass
front defense, though, little bit more than.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
McDonald might only be like a 2-down guy,
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas Peter Woods plays all three, all three downs.
I guess it's just Caden McDonald was my number one. He was my number one. But I liked Woods' upside more. I was like, damn, if one guy hits, it'll be Woods. So you know what? Let me get the upside. Let me get Peter Woods to the Vikings. And I don't love this pick. I'm sorry, Viking fans out there. I thought you're saying I'm smoking drugs. My bad.
Yeah.
I miss drugs.
I like Peter Woods, though. Peter Woods is my second D tackle.
I heard that. You're stupid.
Peter Woods is my second guy, so I don't hate it. I just feel like the Vikings defense, they're always going to be a little bit less against the run because of how much they blitz,
exotic looks.
I think automatically, but I can see them going both guys. I can. I could see McDonald. I can see Woods. I think you're just like splitting hairs at that point. It's gonna be tough, bro. But Peter Woods is definitely one of those guys that can turn into like, oh shit, like Peter Woods is an all-pro out of this draft. That's how talented he is.
I agree. Moving on to 19, we have the Panthers. Joey, there's a guy I see, and I'm just like, this is going to be the pick if he's there. I wonder if you agree with me.
So we're gonna, yeah. I'm looking at the receivers, and I don't think that they have too many options on the board right here. So how about we go with Kenyon Sadiq here?
That's kind of like a receiver.
Yeah, who's basically a receiver in a tight end's body, kind of like Devin Funchess, but better. Kind of like Kelvin Benjamin, but better.
Oh god, I like it. I like it. Anyway, guys,
I like it too. I think it's a playmaker. You're building around, Bryce Young. You're trying to give him as much help as possible. I think Kenyon Sadiq is going to go a lot earlier than we think, and that's just my feeling.
OJ Howard went later than we thought, and I know at the time we were just a little younger and newer, but that was as good a tight end prospect as we'd seen out of college. Checked every box.
But Tyler Warren and Colston Loveland just went top 15 last year.
That's true. That's very true. It'll be interesting to see who falls in love with Sadiq, because it's all it takes, guys, is one team to love you, to go earlier than we think.
Yeah.
Dak, you're back on the clock for your Cowboys. What are you thinking?
So with this one, it was pretty tough, man, because I know we need to go D-line. If we go with the safety that fills that nickel spot, I know we still need a corner, but I feel like we may be able to get that kid out of Texas in a later round. So with this pick, I'm like, okay, I'm focusing on the line, the D-line. So it was either Mesidor or it was Caden McDonald. And with what we already had between Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark, I went Akeem Mesidor.
I love that pick.
Yeah, let me tell you. Can I tell you what I love really quick about this pick? The Cowboys. I know Ezraku's a little bit of an outlier for them. They like to take bigger defensive linemen, and they like to take a guy who can kick inside at times. And I think Mesidor, people forget he played D tackle on.
Yeah,
I think that's what I love about this pick. You have a guy who's ready to contribute. He's 25 years old. He was awesome at edge. He was good at D tackle. I think it's a hit. I think it's a really good pick. It's one of those picks where people are like, well, it's just, he's not the flashiest guy, but I think it just works. It just works out.
Yeah. I love it. You know how I feel about Akeem Mesidor. Yes, he's 25 years old. I can care less, bro. He is still, if not the best technically sound defensive lineman in this draft. And the fact that the Cowboys got him in this mock draft, like I'm doing backflips if I'm a Cowboys fan, because that's how talented he is. If he wasn't 25 years old, I 100% believe
we love our old players.
Akeem Mesidor is a top 5 pick, top 10. I think it's so easy. I think the fact that he's old is the only reason why he's dropping, which is kind of ridiculous. So ultimate value here. A+ if this pick happens. Joey, what you think?
I honestly love the pick here. I think I like it because you could move Kenny Clark inside at nose, and then you could play him.
He has to.
With Rashawn Gary, and then if Rashawn Gary sucks, you have his replacement with this guy. Like Max was saying, he's a bigger D end, and I think he's going to fit seamlessly. And not only, I think he'll be a great complement to the speed rusher and Ezraku.
Yeah. All right. Who's next up? Is it me? I'm next up, right? I hope so.
Correct.
Because I already have my pick.
You are picking for the Steelers at 21.
All right. I'm running this to the podium. No questions asked. Emmanuel Pregnon from Oregon. I feel like he is the bona fide second best guard in this draft, and he's a hell of a player. He knocks heads in.
Guy. He's a Pittsburgh dude.
He fits Pittsburgh. You're kind of going into this year as a Pittsburgh fan, maybe for the future as far as next year goes. So maybe you just go offensive line. You don't really get like cute with it, and you go, receiver. They just got Pittman. I think
everyone's forgotten about that. Everyone's saying they need a receiver. You just heard from Michael Pittman.
They just got Pittman. So yeah, Emmanuel Pregnon. I love the guard out of Oregon, and I think I am so happy because I would hate for Pregnon to go to the Chargers for the next pick.
Well, then that leads me to my next question, Joey. Who are you picking for the Chargers?
I think it's I'm looking at 3 different names here.
Okay.
I'm right now. Justin Herbert needs some help on the O line. You have Caden Proctor, you have Monroe Feeling, and then you have Max, Ian Aker. So
Ian Archer.
Yeah. What you would want said. Based on all things considered, I think Jim Harbaugh is going to want someone that's going to be able to run the ball and be less of a focus on pass pro. With the upside, I'm leaning Max Ian
I agree. I think that's a Harbaugh guy. He's raw. He's only played football for 40 years. Think about that, guys.
Yeah.
To be a first round pick, you played football for 4 years. And I think, if I'm picking for the Eagles next. This is this run on tackles. I'm going Monroe Freeling We need a guy to replace Lane Johnson. He was in and out of the lineup last year. He is straight up a tackle. We have one of the best rosters in football, even though AJ Brown will be traded, I'm guessing, post June 1st. It's a pick for the year, like one said, the next year. So I love that pick for Monroe Freeling.
I love both. I love both. I love both, honestly. I just wanted to give a big shout out to Max Ianacher, straight out of Compton, first of all. Second of all, straight out of East Los Angeles Community College, who was right down the street from my house. So I'm rooting for the kid. He's a big ball of clay, and you just need someone to mold him. So I love both of those picks. Why not Caden Proctor, though?
I'm glad you said that, because that's what the Browns are going to be going with, baby.
It's the tackle run.
The run on tackle
run.
It is the tackle run. I think the line.
Yeah. Caden Proctor, I think this is perfect value for him. The fact that you're getting him at pick 24. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's the fifth tackle in this mock draft off the board. Wait, I feel like that's going to fix his feet problem, because his feet are just terrible right now. He's terrible against inside counters. Anything of an inside move he struggles with, because his feet are terrible, because he's 400 pounds. And he's an athlete. I just feel like they need to build his body for the pros. This is not college football anymore. You're not playing for Bama. You don't need to be 400 pounds. Let's lose some weight. Let's improve those feet. Caden Proctor can be a Pro Bowl tackle.
Hear that, Joey? But I'm sorry. That's mean. That's mean. I'm sorry. I hear it too. Everyone on the internet. Dak hears it too. Juan, you already heard it. You already lost the weight. All right. Going to the Bears. Pick 25. A team that I would say exceeded expectations last year. They're in a win now mode. Caleb Williams' contract looms over. They traded DJ Moore. Are you thinking a receiver to replace him? I feel like Luther Burden, this was like you said, they drafted 1 year ahead.
Yeah. They can go a lot of routes. All I know is that the Bears were very interested in Max Crosby. They were looking for an edge. And so I look at an edge that has the highest upside that is left on the board. And that's TJ Parker, who I'm not a big fan of. His tape was very underwhelming in 2025. But the tape before this, at times he looks like an all-pro guy. And so it's in there. He looks the part. And I just felt like Clemson as a whole, just big expectations this year, and just did not exceed to that. And
every prospect Clemson had took a hit to their draft stock.
Yeah,
that's not a coincidence.
I can still see TJ Parker, a high upside guy, still going in the first round because of the sheer talent that he has. And so I think the Bears take the chance on him, even though I like guys a little bit more than him, like Derek Moore. I would love that pick as well. Cassius Howell,
Zion
guys
Young,
like
I would
that.
love for them. I would love Zion Young.
Zion Young as well. Yeah. What do you guys think? Am I tripping?
No, I think they need a pass rusher. I think you're smart.
Joey?
I agreed 100%. They, as you were saying, they tried to go all in on Crosby, but, it didn't work out. So get their best, I guess get the edge on the board with the highest upside. And
Shit didn't work out for nobody, by the way. Still a Raider. Yeah. Just had to throw that in. Didn't work out for nobody. Nobody got their hands on Crosby. That's all I'm going to say.
I got the next pick. I got the Bills. This is going to be a really Billsy pick. I'm going CJ.
Really Billsy pick?
Yeah. Is it CJ Allen, the linebacker out of Georgia? I don't know why I just thought it was. Is it CJ Allen, right? It's not CJ Wilson?
CJ Allen.
No, CJ Allen.
Yeah, correct. I don't know why I just
Who'd you say? You say linebacker?
The linebacker out of Georgia. They need help. The Bills are not drafting a receiver. They still have Keon Coleman, who they're going to try to make it work with. They got Khalil Shakur. They traded for DJ Moore. They're going to make a Bills pick that is just, let's get the safe, good linebacker. So that's what they're going to do.
What's your reasoning? What's your reasoning? Why not Jacob Rodriguez?
I just feel like he's undersized, but they kind of already have him in Matt Milano. So I would pick Jacob Rodriguez. I just don't think he will be picked. I just don't think so. I think he's
a lot of
like Carson Schlesinger.
We're talking about this in our linebacker video. I think CJ Allen is going to be a lot more value than we value him, just because of he's like a high floor guy when it comes to stopping the run. He's going to be day one in the NFL. He's going to stop the run.
I'm hoping that the guy you were talking about, the Rodriguez, I'm hoping he falls and Cowboys can get him with the third pick.
Dude, anyone that gets Rodriguez in the second round, it's going to be a massive value. Yeah.
Every year we will say at the end of the first round, how is this guy still on the board? How is he still on the board? And as it goes right now, we have 7 picks left. God, I almost said it. Joey, you're with the 49ers. I bet you're going to get this wrong. I bet you will. Who are you going for?
I probably will. You know I love my squad. So, oh man, we got some holes this year, I'll be honest. I'm looking at edge,
wide receiver,
at tackle, looking at wide receiver, looking at safety. All of these are on the board, on the table. Trent's not getting any younger.
Didn't he just sign an extension?
Williams and
he signed an extension.
Yeah, but he misses games. He misses several games a year, to be honest, and I think they're gonna want his eventual replacement. This guy Trent has been carrying our O-line for many years now, and before that it was Joe Staley. So we've always had that guy at left tackle, and maybe we can get someone to replace Trent eventually. But for now, they could play together. Maybe play left guard. And the name that sticks out on the board right now, with Caden Proctor gone, with Freeland gone, and then Max gone, I think you're trying to decide between Blake Miller and Lomu. I'm leaning Lomu right now.
I knew it. That's what I put on the screen. I knew it, chat. Y'all saw that.
I agree, Joey. I think he could play guard and has some tackle upside. And he's a good athlete. And the Niners.
Who are you wanting?
Guys.
Who you?
Because in a perfect world,
I Sonny Styles.
He said it.
I want. Okay, this is what I want. Daddy wants Jacaus. Jimmy, give me Thieneman.
Oh my God!
Give me Caden Proctor.
Taking all these men, please, Joey.
Yeah, these big, large men.
What are you talking about, my guy?
So your number one pick, who you want, your dream pick would be
Gabe Jacaus?
No, I think it's Proctor, to be honest.
That's who you want. No, saying who do you want?
Proctor, Caden Proctor, right here.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to be there. So for me,
so you plug him in at guard as a rookie?
No. I'm
just have him sitting pretty.
I'm probably moving McKivitz inside to left guard, and
has he not been a good right tackle?
He has been. But
so you think the Niners gonna be like, hey, we know you've been good here. Let's just put someone who's unproven.
Well, I get the only reason why I get the Caleb Lomu pick is because the fact that if you still like McKivitz at tackle, you can play him in at guard. That's the main thing. The Niners are tough. I would say this. I would love Emmanuel McNeil here. I know they have
safeties are going in the first.
I get it because of the mock with the whole safety thing. I'm hoping that I'm right, that Dylan Thieneman is not going to go in the first round, and Emmanuel McNeil is the guy that goes in the first round next to Caleb Downs. So we'll see who's right on draft night. But I would love McNeil here for the Niners.
What about Kilgore later on instead?
I like that in the second, not in the first.
I get that, but I think the McNeil kid is going to be really good, man. But look, Caleb Lomu. So your number one pick that you want is Caden Proctor. That's who you're gonna cry if you don't get, right?
Number 1 is Proctor. Number 2 is Jacaus.
And then
also I would also love to have Thieneman here.
What would you want everybody? What would typical you do for Joey? Thieneman? You want everything. You can't have Joey it all.
Being
the same
greedy.
Burger King, dog.
I need it all.
Oh my god. So Dak,
all right,
pick 28. The Houston Texans. Who are you leaning towards?
I think they're going to go with the guy that I really want him in Dallas, but like I said, we went with the edge. So I think what they're going to do, man, is go with the big boy out of Ohio State, Caden McDonald.
That would just make their defense more ridiculous.
Saying his name all night. Finally, he's picked.
I mean, Chris Sims is probably doing backflips for that one because he loves Caden McDonald.
I could see a world where Peter Woods is on the board here, and they take him, and they just get like another disruptive guy in the middle, and you pair him with Will Anderson, who just signed a huge extension. We didn't talk about it at all. Juan, 3 years to 150 mil. I love the pick, Dak.
The rich get richer.
Correct. The Chiefs, pick 29.
This one's tough. This one is really, really hard because maybe they go tackle, right? Maybe they go tackle. I know they got some guys on contracts and they just traded. Yeah, I know. I get that. No, in this mock, they got Caleb Downs.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying they took Josh Simmons last year and they paid Jalen Moore.
I get that. A guy that's very injured.
Correct, but you don't pay Jalen Moore $15 million just to hang out on your O-line. Really.
I get that, but I think the tackles are going to be more valued, like you just said in the beginning of the video. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs just be like, we're gonna get another tackle. We'll throw Josh Simmons in the trash. He's not gonna work out, whatever, or we'll let them battle. Worst comes to worst. But I'm gonna go flashy pick. I'm gonna go sexy pick. Casey Concepcion, Texas A&M. I love the kid. And I'm going to be very upset the fact that the Chiefs get Casey Concepcion. Because unlike Xavier Worthy, unlike Rashee Rice, I think Casey can actually be a more complete receiver than both of those guys. Because Xavier is more of a gadget guy, right? Rashee Rice is more of a system guy, I would say. A big slot, can't really play on the outside. And so if you can play KC on the outside, maybe switch him up at slot, have him play that Xavier Worthy role. Yes, can he not play Z or X? But the Chiefs wind up motioning guys like crazy. You can get them off the line. You can get them off the release. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I know what Max is going to say. He's going to primarily play slot. It's not hard to motion a guy and not get him pressed.
I feel like you have Rice for this role. Why don't you go Denzel Boston, who I don't always love as a Chief?
I don't think Denzel Boston is a Chiefs guy.
I know, but I'm saying maybe for once in your life you get a guy like this who you never really had. And I'm genuinely thinking Andy Reid, he had Riley Cooper. God, that's a horrible name to bring up, but 6'4" receiver. He's had other big guys on his team to play receiver. So, I mean, look, you didn't take Denzel Boston. I'm going to pick him at pick 30. I'm going to make it that simple. The Dolphins need a weapon.
Finally,
the Chiefs
they have
need
a receiver.
Weapon. I know. They traded Jalen Waddle, so now they're getting younger with more and a talented guy. Denzel Boston, he's 6'6". He's giant. He's got good speed. One, you liked him coming out. No, you're a big fan of Denzel?
I like him. I don't think I like him in the first round. You know, it's right at the cutoff part.
So Tetero McMillan went last year. A similar type of guy, similar questions about speed. Yes, he was more productive. Why would the NFL not value?
I don't think it's close. I don't think it's close.
I understand Tet's better, but I'm saying in terms of talent, why would the NFL not pick this guy in the first?
As far as the physical traits go, yes, you can find the parallels, but as far as talent goes, I just think it's a whole nother stratosphere with Denzel Boston and Ted McMillan. Ted McMillan was a way better receiver than Denzel Boston right now.
It's not even close.
And I think the pure fact that like Denzel Boston, like at the end of the day, he's kind of like a one-trick pony. I don't see him as a guy with the ball in his hands being good. Like Ted showed that on film. Ted showed that ability. He had it all. And so, yes, is Boston going to fall in love with a team as far as like his traits go? That big body guy? Yes. And so would I be surprised if he goes in the first? No. But I'm scared with a guy like Denzel Boston. It's just those guys don't wind up translating in the NFL very well. And it's a reason why yourself was kind of a little bit lower on Ted McMillan to a certain point, because that was a concern for you.
A little bit. I would give you that. So that being said, Joey, you're at pick 31. Dak, you have the last pick of the first round. Joey, who are the Patriots going to go?
Oh, this is an easy one. So my sources tell me.
Okay,
Diana Rossini tells me.
So you got a house in New England as well. There you go.
Joey was in the hot tub with Mike Vrabel and Diana. I love to hear it.
Third wheeling with Mike Vrabel, the Joey way.
I heard the name Blake Miller, and
makes sense. I like it. Will Campbell's a question. Morgan Moses is like 36.
No, Will Campbell's not a question, but
what do you mean it's not a question? You can't get dicked in the Super Bowl on live TV. Like that was worse when Janet Jackson's book was out.
Let's give him some help. They signed Elijah Vera Tucker,
who's a guard.
Yes, and then they have Morgan Moses. So
36.
Let's beef up this O-line. Let's fix this. Let's fix this problem. Give Drake May some help. So here we go, Blake Miller.
Yeah, just get some guys that are interchangeable. I think regardless whether you want to argue that Will Campbell will be replaced or Morgan Moses, they both make sense. Because if Morgan Moses winds up falling off a cliff or winds up retiring next year, boom, you throw him in at right tackle. And then if Will Campbell struggles, it's like, hey, Will Campbell go to guard. We'll put Blake Miller at tackle. So I think it's a win-win. I love the pick. I think for sure they'll go offensive line regardless, and then tackle to be specific. And I love Blake Miller. I think Blake Miller is a first rounder. Like, there's no doubt. I find it hard that Blake is not going to go in the first.
Agreed. Thank you, Diana Rossini, for the info.
There you go.
Yeah. It cost you a job. But Dak, send us home with this last pick, and then if we want, we could recap or we could just go through a few of the highlights. Whatever you want. Dak,
so with Seattle, Super Bowl champions, they lost Tyreek. So I know they need a corner. And I just personally love this name. So we just picking them because we want to say it. They going with C-Hood.
C-Hood.
Colton Hood out of Tennessee.
I like it. C-Hood.
I like it. That's a low-key. That's a tough nickname.
Yeah, Colton Hood out of Tennessee. I get it. Only man teams are like the Lions, the Chiefs. Maybe you throw in the Texans in there.
I think the Seahawks mix it up pretty well. I think they like to get into your face and just show at times they can be sticky and play like these match zones, which is kind of almost like man. I agree. Colton Hood would have to get schooled up a little bit, but if there's a coach who could do it,
that's why Dak played Colton Hood is because he wants Dallas to pick him. He wants Dallas to pick Avion Terrell.
And they were like, "Hey, now we got Eman Worry and Warren." I'd be like, "What the hell are they doing?" Like they're like, "Oh, let's get two of these big effers." That would be insane. Yeah, but that's the mock. That's 32 picks in I think an hour and 15. Do we need to recap all the picks? They've been on screen.
Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and put a full screen on it. Put a full screen on it.
Put a full screen one. If you want to recap them, go for it.
Yeah. Fernando Mendoza, 1. Arvell Reese, 2. David Bailey. Then we got Jeremiah Love to the Titans. Sonny Styles to the Giants. Carnell Tate to the Browns. Ruben Bain to the Commanders. Mansour Delane to the Saints. Caleb Downs to the Chiefs. Jordan Tyson to the Giants. Dolphins pick Francis Mayuwaga. There you go. I don't know. Dylan Thieneman to Dak's Cowboys. Omar Cooper to the Rams. Vega Iowane to the Ravens. Jermon McCoy to the Bucks. Mekhi Lemon to the Jets. Lions get Spencer Fanu. Peter Woods to the Vikings. Panthers get Kenyon Sadiq. Cowboys get Akeem Mesidor. Emmanuel Pregnon to the Steelers. Max Ionacher to the Chargers. Eagles gets Monroe Freeling. Caden Proctor to the Browns. This is where I feel like we fall off, man. Edge, TJ Parker to the Bears. Bills go CJ Allen. 49ers go Caleb Lomu. Caden McDonald to the Texans. KC Concepcion to the Chiefs. Denzel Boston to the Dolphins. Blake Miller to the Patriots, and to cap it all off with the Super Bowl champions, the Seahawks select Colton Hood. Yeah, I think 25 through 32 is rough.
12,
I'm not gonna lie.
I think 12 is where the draft went downhill for us.
Fuck Philly. But hey,
I'm sorry.
Fairness, though, when we're analyzing on Thursday when we do the draft live, and we're looking at this and comparing what we did we're going to give ourselves grace because we're not doing trades, and no one really can foresee like truly trades.
Do we think there'll be a ton of trades? I think there will be a ton of trades.
I think there'll be at least 5.
I would agree. I totally agree with that. We didn't put Ty Simpson in there. I'm sure some team will come up to 32 and pick him the last
Pittsburgh,
pick.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's going to trade
some
and
team
get
will
them.
do that. I think so too.
I think there's a lot of guys that potentially can be first rounders. You know, a lot of people have been talking about Jadarian Price maybe to the Seahawks there.
Correct.
You know, that's a guy to look out for. You have a lot of edges still there. Zion Young. You know,
there's so many good players still on the board after.
Like if I was betting on like what teams are going to make trades, I truly believe Browns, Saints, Cowboys, Vikings, and Pittsburgh. Those are the 5 teams I truly believe are going to make a trade somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few teams not picking in the first round: the Colts, the Jaguars. 2 teams that went in heavy for last year. So we'll have to see where this goes.
Colts, that's tough.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner.
Well, but look, I would say this though. I would say this. Just because we didn't get the team right in the right slot, there's been years that me and Max have done these mock drafts and we've got the player right to the team, but just not the exact pick. Like maybe like with the Cowboys, Dylan Thieneman, maybe he doesn't get picked at 12, but the Cowboys trade down and they pick Dylan.
Right. Or on their second pick, say like on their first pick, they go with an edge or something. And then on the second pick, they trade to 18 or 17 and pick them.
It'd be funny if you got their picks right, Dak. It's just like the wrong order. It's like,
if they were backwards.
Well, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's
on a side note, the Raiders are going to get an A+. They're going to win the draft because they got the number 1 pick. They got the best player in the draft.
Just got to hit it, which has been very elusive for Raiders.
Realistically, though, who's the most improved team after this draft?
I guess we'll have to wait till after the draft to answer that question.
What if the Raiders shock everyone and they trade their number 1 pick, and then like in round 2 or 3 they pick Ty Simpson, and then they just like get a bunch more picks?
I would love that, the torture one. I would love that.
This is where we got to end the stream already because you guys are talking nonsense. You guys are delusional.
Guys, we appreciate anyone who's chatted or just watched. Shout out to Mikey, to Tommy, to who was the first guy you said?
So just to go through, we got Mikey, Mr. Victorious, we have Freak Trump, our homie Little Nolan, Jay Ajayi, if I'm saying that correctly. Those are all the people that have been in the chat, man. We truly, truly appreciate all the love and support. We'll be live here again for the NFL draft on Thursday and live on Friday. So day 1 and day 2, we're going to be live for the draft.
Yeah. And if the video gets 10,000 likes, we're going to be live for day 3. All right. Dak needs 100 subs. We need 5,000 subs. Let's get it, boys.
Hey, thank you guys. Sub it up. Whoever's in the chat for Twitch on Dak, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, bro. We're almost at 1,900, bro. We're almost there.
We're almost to 2,000. Nice. Okay. We're at 1,800
if all the 2,000
right
of you on the MJC Sports podcast, if y'all could just sub to the YouTube, we'll do day 3. Give me the 2,000 subs on YouTube. We're doing day 3.
We're not doing day 3 for just 20 subs. Dak will be here just hanging out in the row, probably cranking the old stuff. But shout out to everyone who subscribed. This draft season has been tremendous. Joey, way to show up and way to get Nate on the group project, Joe.
Way to get Rossini. Way to get that Rossini
subs on YouTube. If y'all get me to 2,000, I'm live for day 3. I thought you
said if MJC gets to 2,000.
No. I said if they give me the 2,000 subs, I'm at 100. Give me 2,000. We live on day 3. I'll be by myself if I have to.
Get back to 120. We'll be happy in one day.
No, I'm at 124. Calm down.
My bad, bro. My bad. Joey,
damn, that hurt.
Want to plug your channel or social media?
Plug your little camera. Sit up straight.
Sit up.
Sit up straight, my boy. Come on, dog.
Slouching.
Man, I'm over this. Let's go. Let's go Niners, bro. I'm tired of all these other teams drafting my players and shit. Fuck that.
All right, guys. I am back with MJC Sports. This is Juan with MJC Sports. This is Joey with just Joey Sports. And this is Dakphenom411, the best Twitch streamer in the game. Our mock draft is set, sealed. 32 for 32. Perfect bracket, perfect mock. We are out. We'll see you Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time for the draft. We are going live. We are out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.